The Gent, the richest source of archaeological treasures on the planet. Oh, that's a fabulous one. Beneath this desert landscape, why the secrets of this ancient civilization? Wow, you see why the pharaohs chose this place. Now, for a full season of excavations, our cameras have been given unprecedented access to follow teams on the front line of archaeology. I'm writing so fast because I'm so excited. It's an entrance. We can see an entrance, revealing buried secrets. I've just been told that they have found something. Oh my gosh, a 6. And making discoveries that could rewrite ancient history. This time, new secrets of the boy came to it. Aliyah uses pioneering technology to reveal startling new evidence about his tomb and why it remained hidden for 3,000 years. A lot of discoveries were going on. How was it not found? Ace's team discovers a long-lost cache of King Tutankhamun's treasures, some of the most exciting discoveries I've ever seen, and Alejandro discovers extraordinary burial treasures in a 4,000-year-old tomb. Congratulations, the Valley of the Kings, 3,500 years ago, the great pharaohs stopped building pyramids as their tombs. They chose these secluded cliffs to become their cemetery. Today, archaeologists come from all over the world to unlock the mysteries still hidden in this city of the dead. It's the first day in the valley for Kerala-born Egyptologist Aliyah Ismail and her team. It's a real buzz in this place. People are coming from all over the world, coming to the valley. It's amazing. I'm so proud to have such an ancestry. It's one of the most famous necropolis in the world. And I think what is special is that it comes out of nowhere, over 300 miles south of Cairo, in the heart of Egypt, lie the limestone cliffs of the Valley of the Kings. After 200 years of excavation, archaeologists have located 65 tombs hidden among the rocks, but only one has ever been found with its treasure still inside. It belonged to the pharaoh Tutankhamun. This here is number 62, Tutankhamun. One of those great finds of the century. British explorer Howard Carter discovered Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922. One of his team spotted steps leading down through the sand. They led to the two entrances buried beneath feet of rubble and debris. Deep inside the mountains, amid a maze of tunnels that bore deep through the rock, Carter reached the tomb of Tutankhamun, hidden right in the center of the valley. Inside, he found treasures unlike anything ever seen before. Over 5,000 priceless artifacts, including golden statues. In the burial chamber, the pharaoh's mummy, wearing a golden death mask, was placed inside a coffin made of more than 200 pounds of solid gold. This intact tomb made Tutankhamun the most famous of the pharaohs. Now Aliyah is investigating this golden pharaoh's life, wow, and why his tomb remained hidden for so long. Aliyah's team has been scanning and documenting the tomb for the last 10 years, and they've made a remarkable discovery. The idea here is to understand what's going on when you look at the data void of color. The scans strip away the paint on the walls to reveal unusual markings. So the main scene, and here is the 3D of the north wall. So as you can see here, there's a silhouette of an image, and this would have been done while they were painting. The images show the indented outline of the face hidden below. It's caused by the tip of the paintbrush. If you start painting, when the plaster is still wet, this is why the brushes would have made a very light impression, and this allows us to understand that it was rushed. But why would the tomb builders rush such an important job? The pictures on the wall reveal another set of clues. Despite becoming the most famous pharaoh of ancient Egypt, Tutankhamun did not have a lengthy reign. He was only a 9-year-old boy when he became king, and relied on trusted advisors to help rule his vast empire. As Tutankhamun grew older, he was known to portray himself as a warrior king, riding into battle on a chariot. But the boy king suffered from multiple illnesses, including malaria. He was only 19 years old when he unexpectedly died. The hell he knew of it. He knew of it. Aliyah thinks the marks her scans reveal in the plaster are evidence of a hurried burial due to Tutankhamun's sudden death. The decorated part of the tomb is very small, It's only the burial chamber. The rest of the tomb is not decorated. If they have more time, all of this is going to be decorated. While the tomb's construction may have been rushed, its treasures were everything a pharaoh could desire to take him into the afterlife. So why did this tomb lay hidden below a layer of rock for thousands of years, when all the other tombs in the valley were looted? To solve this mystery, Alia will turn to new technology as she moves her investigation out into the valley, 300 miles north in Giza. In the shadow of the pyramids, the biggest treasure haul in history is getting a new home, a $1 billion museum and research center. When completed, the Grand Egyptian Museum will reunite all of Tutankhamun's treasures in one place. For the first time in 100 years, having all of the pieces from the tomb of Tutankhamun together in one place, this will be a fantastic chance to find new facts, new hidden things to take out. After Carter removed the treasures from Tut's tomb, they ended up in museums around Egypt. Now, for the 10th time, scientists and Egyptologists used modern technology to analyze each object. Some details reappear and give us new information about these antiquities. But some of Tut's greatest treasures are yet to arrive. 300 miles south in the Luxor Museum, as Azzedine is preparing 22 of these priceless artifacts for the move to Giza, I'm very proud to work with this kind artifact. We have a special opportunity for dealing with the collection of Tutankhamun. This is Zan's in the lifetime to move this collection to Cairo. Assa's packing list includes one of Tut's famous chariots, intricate model boats, and a unique head of the cold goddess Hathor, elaborately gilded with gold. From Rio Binion, the head of Cairo likes the musk of Tutankhamun, which is very important in these collections. After just 4 hours, Assa's packing suddenly comes to a halt. One of his teams has discovered something completely unexpected in his story. It's an antique box that Howard Carter used to pack in transport to Tutankhamun treasures out of the tomb. The box has been missing, presumed lost for decades, and no one knows what treasures it may hold. 120 miles south of the Valley of the Kings, near Assa, a Spanish research team from Jaén University is hoping to follow in Carter's footsteps and make new discoveries that could rewrite history. Professor Alejandro Jimenez Serrano heads the largest quarantine working in Egypt. Today is the first day of the dig season. Sorry for the mess. We are sharing the room for researchers of the team. This is my bed, supposedly the best one. Sorry, it's amazing to get up on the first thing that you see from the active face of your roommate is the Bedell Howard, a healer. Bedell Howard is one of the largest ancient burial sites in Egypt. So far, 100 tombs have been discovered here. They belong to the nobles who governed Egypt hundreds of years before the pharaohs buried in the Valley of the Kings. Alejandro's mission is to hunt for more unopened tombs and reveal more. These early Egyptians. It's difficult to explain how I feel. It's not only nervous, it's exciting. It's a mix of feelings. It's an honor to come every year. Now it comes to the most difficult part of the day, to climb the hill. This is the team's 10th year digging here. Oh, nice to be here again. There's a reason why everyone is excited to be back. Last year, Alejandro found the entrance to a sealed tomb, but his permit expired before he could explore inside. Today is 40 degrees. I'm working on this person. Today is going to be tough. To protect against modern-day tomb robbers, they put a steel security door to block the entrance of the vertical shaft that leads to the sealed burial chamber. While it has been 1 year waiting, when you imagine the possibilities, I'm very excited. In Luxor, Ace's team packs 2-ton treasures for the move to the Grand Egyptian Exhibition in Giza. But in the storeroom, Ace is ready to open Carter's long-lost box to discover what's inside. The team gathers around to see if the box really does contain priceless treasures from Tutankhamun's tomb. Oh, fantastic. It's amazing. These delicate wooden pieces are ancient boat parts. Thank you, Mr. Hamadato, about this new discovery. Storeroom records suggest they could be missing from a model boat. Howard Carter, found in Tutankhamun's tomb. This is the head of the one like that, and the remains of the gold is still there after all this year. According to ancient Egyptian beliefs, boats played a key role after death. so placing model boats in the tombs was a vital part of any burial. The vessels also came complete with crew because it was believed the rickles would come to life and help with fishing and transport in the underworld. The pharaohs used a special vessel to sail across the sky for eternity. Ordinary people also thought they could reach the afterlife by boat rowing on the Nile and into the next world. You can see here the date of that newspaper is Sunday, 5th of November. Howard Carter may be here. It's this newspaper before it as a support in this box. To discover where these pieces came from, Mohammed inspects Carter's original inventory. Here the photo which taken for the tomb itself, and here we can find the boat. It's number 321 under the mast itself, which is here. Records showed that the box was sent to box or in 1973 but had gone missing, presumed lost or stolen. It's really exciting and new discovery for one of the most important artifacts. Belongs to the King Pharaoh, as I thinks the rest of the boat is safe in the new Cairo lab, so they may finally be able to reunite it. To transport the treasures to Giza, As's team must traverse 400 miles of barren desert roads and crowded city streets before they reach the safety of the new museum. It will take 2 trucks to transport all 22 of the artifacts to Giza. But with such priceless relics on board, there's concern the convoy could be a target for a high checking. We have a good police and the bad army, as they will follow us during the moving of Lumnoxal until I arrive to Cairo. With security in place, it's time to roll. They now face a grueling 12-hour journey through the desert to reach Giza before a nightfall. Ever since Carter's discovery of Tutankhamun's priceless gold and treasures, the archaeologists have continued to try and figure out where and how the ancient Egyptians found vast quantities of gold. 50 miles south of the Valley of the Kings, on the edge of the Eastern Desert, the Eastern Desert covers 85,000 square miles of remote barren wilderness. Some of the rock here contains tiny grains of gold locked inside. Thomas has studied ancient gold mining techniques for 7 years. Now he wants to see if he can find any evidence of it. But this part of the desert is a risky place to be. The thing is, we need to live before dark, because it's not safe if we are staying there, because we can lose our way. We can have an accident. And it's also a descent set that's all the snakes are going out. Snakes? Yeah, papers. No one told me about that. The first stop, an ancient well. It could provide clues to the location of mining communities during the time of Tutankhamun. This is the well just signed from the west. It's dry. My God, that's a long way down. The well might be dried today, but it was so important to the ancient Egyptians. They built a temple to honor it. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's actually applied across the gypsy ceiling and then applied the paint. Amazing! The text engraved on these walls reveals clues about the gold miners and where they were heading. Ancient engineers built a network of wells and rest stops stretching all the way across the desert, each a day's walk from the last, enabling travelers and miners to safely cross and explore the barren desert. The temple carvings indicate these wells led toward the mines. Thomas hopes he will be able to find some evidence of the people behind Tutankhamun's gold mining operations. Now it's time to go deeper. Like an ancient treasure map, they must follow the trail of wells further into the desert. It asks one, at the ancient burial site of Kubad al-Hoa, Alejandro is about to open a 4,000-year-old tomb. They're on the hunt for whatever burial treasure may be inside. I don't know who his monarch is. You know my team. I want to go now. After a year of waiting, Alejandro can enter the tomb. It contains a 4,000-year-old coffin. Workers have inserted a box covered in acid-free paper inside the coffin to stop it from collapsing while they examine the tomb. There, we have been very lucky. It's impossible to explain the feelings that I am having. The burial consisted in 2 coffins, the outer coffin and the printed coffin. Among the debris of the outer coffin, Alejandro spots something extraordinary. It's just full of the models, but unfortunately, the outer coffin full over them. The chamber is full of model boats, similar to one in Tutankhamun's tomb. To find this scenery boats in a tomb is right today. But there's not just one, There are 4 complete with crew. You want to laugh, you want to shout, you want to cry. This is the first time in 70 years a set of boats like this has been found. This discovery gives Alejandro an extremely extreme opportunity to study such important burial goods. But first he asks to extract them from the tombs safely. Alejandro calls in his team of conservation specialists, Sarah and Teresa. Yeah, it's pretty difficult, and they succeed. Termites have attacked the wooden boats. Sarah sprays on a liquid adhesive to hold them together, so we will see if they are capable to make a miracle. They prepare a foam-lined cradle to support the boat for the move to the team's restoration lab, but the wooden hull is stuck to the tomb floor. It will require surgical precision using scalpels to free it. From the tomb to the restoration lab, we are talking about perhaps a 14-meter, but today is very windy, which is very, very aggressive. The ancient boats are extremely fragile. Get ready. With a drop in the wind, the team seized the chance to remove the first boat. Well, that was society. One of the best moments in my beer. Half 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's personal. We take many weeks to clean it and fix the pieces that were broken some centuries ago. While the team gets to work on the boat, Alejandro can finally open the coffin to see who and what is inside. In the middle of the desert, the convoy, carrying Tutankhamun's priceless treasures, is 2 hours into its journey when Asa spots a problem. And pouring the boat to shatter you, a thermal blanket protecting touch, golden chariot is coming loose. If it flies off, it could cause a crash. The unscheduled stop in the desert makes this convoy carrying the world's most priceless treasures a potential target for hijackers. Azar and his team are unable to secure the loose thermal covering, protecting Touch Chariot. Removing the cover, they risk the scorching desert heat, potentially damaging the priceless treasure. Now, Azar needs to get the convoy moving. We hope to arrive with the kind of safety. In the valley, Egyptologist Alia Ismail is on a mission to discover how Tutankhamun's tomb and treasures remained hidden for 3,000 years. A lot of robberies were going on in ancient times and modern times, but it seems that this particular tomb was not found. How was it not found? The ancient engineers of Tutankhamun's tomb had a plan. Inside the mountain, they went to great lengths to conceal the tomb. The Pharaoh's burial chamber is located 26 feet underground and is defended from the inside out. Engineers constructed a wall to block off the burial chamber. They filled the corridor leading to the king with tons of rubble before sealing a final doorway and covering Tutankhamun's tomb with a vast amount of boulders under earth. Standard tomb protection of the day. But when Carter discovered this tomb, it had more material on top than another in the valley. This may explain how it remained undiscovered for over 3,000 years, but how did this extra rock interbreed get here? Elia joins German geologist Martin Ziegler to investigate. If you want to understand the evolution of the body of the kings, you need to also understand the evolution of the rock. Martin thinks there could be clues in the rocks at the entrance to a nearby bowl, just that the entrance of it, the slab is just hanging above. A rock, basically, could fall out of the cliff. Egypt is hit with dozens of earthquakes each year, so Martin's installed a seismometer to measure any vibrations that could trigger rock falls. With this one, we calculated to be away about 600 to 700 kilometers from the Valley of the Kings. What if an earthquake were to happen like much closer to the Valley of the Kings? How would it affect it? A very big earthquake could destabilize some rock portions. So when you look in the history of recorded earthquakes, the historic timescales that say the thousands of years, we have some records of earthquakes of that type of magnitude. So could rock falls caused by earthquakes 3,000 years ago account for the extra tons of rock that covered the entrance to Tutankhamun's tomb? From the geological past and the historic point of view, we could have rock falls or rock slides that are triggered by earthquakes, covering tools, but there are no cliffs directly above Tutankhamun's tomb, so it wouldn't have been hit by a direct rock fall. How did so much extra material travel down the valley and completely cover the entrance to the tomb? To solve this mystery, Ellie and Martin must take to the air. Deep in the eastern desert, Thomas and John are looking for evidence of the miners who produced the gold for Tutankhamun's treasures. They're trying to find a route of ancient wells that the gold miners would have followed as they traveled to the mines. That's what I needed in the haystack. But I didn't lose a few kidneys. 70 miles from the last ancient well, Thomas and John head into the unknown. With their GPS broken down, they now risk getting completely lost. This piece of technology is defund. It's not working. We could shoot a little bit on the right side, so we're now back into the tunnel around. But after 2 days of searching, John thinks they may have finally found something. What's that over there? At the base of that mountain there? So we found it. Okay, so it looks that we found a very interesting place here. It's a settlement. It may look like scattered stones in debris, but to Thomas's expert eye, he can see the outline of ancient endings. We have the huts where the people were living and where they were working. Yeah, we're definitely up here, Thomas. People have been working here. And we see, yeah, there are even more over there. As they get closer, John spots the tools the ancient miners would have used to extract gold from the rocks. Yeah, that's a stunning stuff. That's a pounder. Yeah, that's a pounder. Exactly. That's what they would break. Yeah, they would. It's the remains of an ancient gold mining camp. How many people were talking 20, 30? Yeah, maybe we were like families living here. Thomas has studied ancient mining techniques for years, but seeing this evidence firsthand brings home the hardship the miners endured. You start from a piece of quartz like this, and you want to make butter out of it, so you need to crush it. You have to imagine how much pain it takes just to break a single piece of quartz, doing that like all day long in the sun, pounding and grinding and doing that for years. Evidence here paints a picture of the life of desert miners. They cut shafts stretching up to 32 feet deep into the stone and search precious seams of quartz rock that contained gold. Crushing the quartz was a massive undertaking. Mining experts have calculated that a team of 20 people would take a week to process enough stone to make just a spoonful of gold. That's heavy. Seriously. Sadly, there is very little evidence left of these ancient mines, but these settlements provide new insight into the communities that led such hard lives processing the gold. We have all the materials they were using. For sure that they were working here to extract and process the gold to send it to the value of the kings. We found it. In Aswan, Alejandro's team prepares to remove the coffin from the tomb they've opened. Inscriptions reveal it belongs to a man called Shumar. They have just struck the lead of the coffin of Shumar. Rebecca, you are the first person that is looking up to Shumar's face in 4,000 years. We have got your congratulations. The inner coffin is intact, but extremely fragile. Alejandro's team has reinforced it to try and protect the mummy inside. It's difficult to spread the feelings that I have now. It's a special moment, because I'm studying this family, and it's almost my second family. In the restoration lab, the intricate beauty of the model boats is starting to appear. Termites have eaten much of the wood, but their excrement has actually helped hold parts of the boat together for thousands of years. We have some parts that are still in a very good state of conservation. It's head of the man, it is Koba with the excrement of the termites, but wood is still visible. Alejandro has spotted a figure distinct from the other carvings. We can see the middle of the boat, yellow phase which belongs to a mummy, which would more % shine. This exceptional discovery will help archaeologists understand the evolution of burial practices in ancient Egypt. I was dreaming always to discover something like this. It's a dream that came truth. Alejandro's next task is to bring Shammai's mummy above ground for the first time in 4,000 years. In the Valley of the Kings, Alia and Martin look for clues to explain why Tutankhamun's tomb remained hidden for so long. They've got special permission from the government to use a drone to get a unique perspective on the position of Tutankhamun's tomb. There we go. If you look down, we should be over the Tutankhamun's entrance right now. Now we can see the cliffs in the back. Then we can see the central position of the tomb, and above we can see debris. Loose rock and debris cover the cliffs behind Tut's tomb. But the drone also reveals these flood channels carved into the rock by heavy rains over thousands of years, and they could be the vital missing clue. We think that if we have flash flooding, that material can flow down in this kind of channels. Throughout history, the valley has been hit by earthquakes and occasional flash floods. The flood waters push rubble downhill, down home the tombs. Tutankhamun's tomb lies in a spot where the channels of water converge and dumped tons of rock. This, combined with stone chippings from a tomb built above, buried the entrance deeper and kept it hidden for over 3,000 years. It's very exciting for me as a neat intelligence to see Tutankhamun's tomb from up here and see how it fits the valley. It is the prime location. It is the one that was most protected. He got the most sheltered tomb of all. Tutankhamun was a boy king who played a minor role in Egypt's history, but because his tomb remained hidden for thousands of years, his treasure was kept safe from robbers and made him the legend we know today. In Aswan, the team is bringing the mummy of ancient Egyptians Shammai to the surface for the first time in 4,000 years. This is the culmination of 10 years of fieldwork for Alejandro and an incredible opportunity to learn more about Shammai. We went to think of 20 and 25 squat shot. I thought I was more or less like this, and she said years old. It's already expected that at least he would be around 20 years old or something. It has been a surprise. I never expected that he could be just a boy. On his cuffing, it was written that he was the person in charge of the administration of this tour. Controlling this tour, you control the people, because you decide who is going to receive food or not. This new evidence reveals Shammai how the powerful position in ancient Egyptian society at a very young age. He may not have been a pharaoh, but like the boy King Tutankhamun, his status afforded him a tomb and burial goods to ensure a safe passage into the afterlife. It's taken 12 hours, but finally Asa and his convoy of Tutankhamun's treasures arrive in the city. No, we're already going to work on the traffic. We waited for this moment. The museum director is anxious to get everything safely inside. It will be like unpacking Christmas presents when we get out these pieces and find out more details about how they complement the whole story of King Tutankhamun. As this team can finally unpack the priceless treasures, scientists and Egyptologists can now begin to study and analyze each item in their new high-tech lab. Top of the list are the newly discovered both pieces. We check now in our database which of them may be related to any boats here in the tour room. For almost 100 years, the boat that was buried alongside Tutankhamun to help him travel into the afterlife has been missing its mast. It's amazing that after all this years, we still have new discoveries and new secrets for this golden King Tutankhamun. This is baby sparrows